Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Dakota Fundraising News Podcast. Today is Friday, April 11th. We are back. Konch and Pat have been 2 weeks without your typical hosts, mostly on my part. Had some work travel. Had jury duty, served in a 4-day trial, which was riveting stuff. Now I'm actually watching the trial of Karen Poor on HBO. So now I've just been obsessed with juries. Maybe I should just be a professional juror. It was quite fun. To be honest, if you get the chance to serve on jury duty, I think you should. A lot of people try to get out of it, but it is a service to your community and your country, and I think it's very important.
Yep. Pat, before we get started, what's going on May 19th?
May 19th, we have the Dakota Way Allocator Conference at Chelsea Piers in New York City. We're very, very excited. We have a great group of speakers. I'll just run through them quickly. The big one, Lawrence Calcano, CEO of iCapital, Valentine Whitaker, director at Epic Funds, Eric Sutherland, president of PIMCO, another big one, Chris Burrows from Sarity Partners, Chris Krein from Artisan, head of global distribution. It'll be great to hear from him. John Tassone, gentleman I've met a handful of times, very, very nice. Spent some time in Palm Beach with John at Forbes Family Trust. Bob Shear of the Shear Group in DC, Greystone Consulting, and then finally Mark Beagle, another person I've had the privilege of meeting a few times with Corio Advisors, head of private fund investments. So really diverse group of speakers at the conference. We are pumped to have all of them and have all of you. So you can just Google Dakota Way Conference or just go to our website and then you'll find the information on the conference.
Awesome.
Let's jump into the pot.
Yeah. One more quick house cleaning item. Wherever you're listening to podcasts, we'd appreciate if you like, subscribe, the whole nine. Any feedback, you can send it to me, kmoua@dakota.com, tighe @dakota.com. Job changes, though. Let's just get into it, starting out with Sam Johnson, formerly Director of Investments of the Endowment Unit over at Loyola University Chicago. They've been appointed as the Investment Director at Gresham Partners, a multifamily office. I'll keep running through here. Endeavor Advisors has announced that Adam Brennan and Philip Arms has joined the firm from Northern Trust. They're joining as partners. Brennan has a little over 2 decades of experience in wealth management. He's joining them as president. And then Arms is going to be the director of business advisory over at Endeavor as well. Last one for job changes on this podcast, but we have a ton more in Dakota Marketplace right on the top left of the homepage. If you're not a member, reach out for a trial. But Soltis Investment Advisors, they have recruited Jeffrey Harris as their new head of mergers and acquisitions. He'll be responsible for leading the acquisition strategy, including identifying new opportunities to expand the firm's geographic reach.
Let's jump into our RIA segment. Exciting job changes. You can track all of those in Marketplace. First, we'll start with Stifel. This is huge. Stifel has completed the acquisition of a portion of B. Riley wealth business. That's added 36 B. Riley advisors to the Stifel platform. About $4 billion under management is made up by those folks. When the deal was announced last November, 40 to 50 advisors were anticipated, 36, but they still did reach the $4 billion target. It looks like they wanted 3.5 to 4.5, so right in the middle. The firms had originally discussed a sale of the entire unit at B. Riley after B. Riley posted a second quarter 2024 loss. That did not obviously end up happening, but a sizable portion. So exciting. We'll keep on watching that to see how B. Riley's business bounces back or just sort of what happens next.
Cool. And then we got maybe not any acquisitions, but 2 new RIAs coming out. First one, I'll go with this next one, I guess, in some row on, but former LPL advisor D. Scott Bloom, he's launched a new fintech RIA called Wealthetic, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. They'll be based out in San Diego. They received the approval from the SEC on March 28th and will provide, services for high net individuals, families, trusts, pension plans, and other entrepreneurs. Custodial services for Wealthetic's clients will be provided by Charles Schwab. And then Bloom, he's, had over 15 years of experience over at LPL, previously worked at JP Morgan and Merrill Lynch. So natural for his new endeavor here. Best of luck to him.
Yeah, and then 2 financial advisors, Alec Ferguson and Averly Clark, have launched Exponent Wealth, a boutique RIA in Provo, Utah. Hopefully they had the chance to join us at our Utah Salt Lake City event, Park City. The firm has received their approval from the SEC on March 26th. They intend on providing financial planning services and portfolio management to high net worth clients and private funds. So they will have private funds. Ferguson is also a member of KKR's RIA advisory board. So it's Alec, who I mentioned. That's pretty interesting. Obviously, KKR has been a leader in wealth management for some time. So now, seeing folks who are involved going off and doing their own thing.
Nice. Searches, no active RFPs since the last podcast. But if you didn't check out Wednesday's podcast, do so. There was a maritime shipping fund to search in there. You can subscribe to our search alerts at our website, dakota.com. A couple of different pacing plans, though, investment plans from a few different pensions. I'll start us off. Oklahoma TRS, $23 billion in assets, leveraging Aon as their consultant. For private equity in 2025, Pat, they're looking to hold steady at $475 million this year and annually throughout 2027. So a lot of opportunity with Oklahoma, looking to gradually increase their commitments after 2027. And this is just to help reach their 10% target to private equity a little bit faster there. On the real estate side, staying with Oklahoma TRS, 2025 pacing model is recommending $200 million to core strategies. Might even see a core manager search here in the near future, just according to different meeting materials. It was a suggested search. If it becomes an active RFP, I'm sure we'll learn more about it. On the non-core real estate side, they are recommending 100 million commitments, 50 to 100 million per commitment there. So maybe one or two managers on that side. And then lastly here in private debt, Aon is recommending an additional 400 million to this asset class, split between existing SMAs with Ares and KKR. So maybe not an opportunity, but interesting that they're continuing to allocate money to private debt.
Yeah, we'll stay in Oklahoma here with the Oklahoma Police Pension and Retirement System. So a little different, but they have made a recent commitment for one to Humphreys. That is for Fund 5. It's a real estate fund, opportunistic real estate. And then in addition, they've announced their private equity and real estate pacing plans for real estate. They're looking to make a $35 million annual commitment planned for this year. They're targeting opportunistic real estate. No shock based on what they've just done with Humphreys. Their real estate allocation will remain at 5%. On the private equity side, they are anticipating 4 to 5 commitments annually. That is about 105 million is the pace for that for 2025. And then their current private equity allocation is about 16.1%, where their target is 5%.
Nice, Pat. Over allocated and still allocating to private equity. So it just shows you what Oklahoma police are looking to do there. Last update here on the search side, it'll lead us into our investment section as well. But Austin Firefighters Relief and Retirement Fund, smaller plan here, 1.1 billion in assets. They use Makita. They have come to a conclusion on their international small cap equity search. They're going to be reallocating 30 million to dimensional fund advisors for the mandate there, terminating Highclere.
Cool. Let's stay in Texas. We're just on a roll. In Texas here, we have a handful of investments made by the TRS of Texas. I'll run through each of them. First, an opportunistic real estate fund, $100 million allocation to one SP Seeding and Strategic Capital Fund 3. They did a value-add real estate fund for $25 million with Graystar. It was actually a co-invest on the opportunistic real estate. Again, GCM, Strategic Platform Investments on real assets, oil and gas. We've got Kane Private Equity Energy Income Fund 3 for $100 million. And then Carolia PIV, real assets, natural resources, also $100 million. And then they did a co-invest with Blackstone for $6.25 million. Just jumping over to London with two quick ones. You have the Border to Coast pension plan has made two recent commitments. One to Quinbrook Renewables Impact Fund for what would be $50.5 million US, so roughly 40 million pound. And then to the UBS UK Life Sciences Property Strategy, which is an international real estate fund, same exact amount. Quick note on that, you can catch me in London on June 11th for our Dakota Cocktails event.
Who else from the Dakota team can people meet there?
You can meet Guy, our founder and CEO, myself, James Goodman, who's our head of international based in London, and Sean Dolan, who is our US-based sales rep that covers Europe.
Awesome. Should be a great time. Let's wrap this up though, Pat. 2 fundraising updates. I'll start us off and I'll let you close out. Since I've been talking the past 2 podcasts by myself, people are probably tired of hearing my voice. But JP Morgan's Campbell Global has closed its latest timberland fund with $1.5 billion in commitments, exceeding the $1 billion target. So major accomplishment there. The fund's name, Forest and Climate Solutions Fund 2, they've received investments from a wide range of investors, including U.S. investors, international banks, European pensions, insurance entities, and other undisclosed asset managers. Fund was launched in 2022 and invests in traditional timber production and carbon sequestration. Campbell Global, based in Portland, Oregon, they manage around 1.4 million acres. It's a lot of acres, forest land globally on behalf of institutional investors.
Yeah, and here's a fun one. We talked recently about the Boston Celtics being acquired, biggest sports deal that's happened in the U.S. Maybe that's happened globally. I don't really recall. But regardless, here's something adjacent. Ryan Smith, who is the owner of the Utah Jazz, and Ryan Sweeney, two Ryans, notable, Ryan Sweeney is a partner at Accel, the venture fund, and they have launched a new tech and sports focused fund called the Halo Experience Company. The fund has a $1 billion hard cap and will invest in 20 to 25 high growth startups and tech adjacent companies with opportunities in sports and entertainment. They're based in Salt Lake City, Utah. They're employing a hub and spoke strategy as they build their portfolio. They're looking to help startups scale and unlock their growth potential so they can conduct business with teams like the Utah Jazz. Very exciting. The partners noted that the firm is collaborating with other opportunities that Accel has going on. Previously, Accel has backed Facebook and Spotify. Probably are listening to this on Spotify, so you've no doubt heard of it. It's very exciting stuff. But that wraps it up for today. Again, we are back. We'll keep being back for a while until
we're not.
Until we're not. Yeah. Thanks everyone for listening in. You can catch us on the road, like I mentioned. A few events coming up. We'll call out here: Chicago, April 22nd; Tampa, April 29th; Los Angeles, May 6th; Philadelphia, May 21st; Berlin, June 3rd. I'll be there. London, June 11th. I'll be there. Euro Summer. Let's go. We'll see you guys there.
Have a great one, guys. Thanks.
This episode is brought to you by Dakota Marketplace. Are you tired of constantly jumping between multiple databases and channels to find the right investment opportunities? Introducing Dakota Marketplace, the comprehensive institutional and intermediate database built by fundraisers for fundraisers. With Dakota Marketplace, you'll have access to all channels and asset classes in one place, saving you time and streamlining your fundraising process. Say goodbye to the frustration of searching through multiple databases, websites, Form ADVs, and say hello to a seamless and efficient fundraising experience. Sign up now and see the difference Dakota Marketplace can make for you. Visit dakota.com/Dakota-Marketplace today.